Hey, what's up, guys? And today I'm going to be bringing you another review on Uncharted 3. There is another written review of this as well on Alpha Geek Station, so go ahead and check it out. I'm a little bit sick, by the way, so sorry if I sound different or whatever. But first off, I really did like this game. I'm going to say straight off, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I don't even know if this is an accomplishment or not. I was able to beat it in one session. Just sit down and beat it. Not because it was a short game or anything. It was actually pretty substantial. I think it was shorter than Uncharted 2. I didn't really play Uncharted 2 all that much, but I beat it in like 8 hours, and I just sat down and played it, and just beat it. It was really fun, and one of the reasons why I really liked it is probably the main thing was all the diversity. For example, shoot, I can't think. My mind's all over the place today, guys. One scene I would be just mowing everyone down I could possibly see, and another one it would be like in a quiet room, and I would be trying to solve some tough puzzle. So I really did like the change of pace and stuff. Oh, and other times you're like running away from like a flooding boat or something. Which brings me into my next thing, which is a negative about this game, which is how unrealistic this game was. It's not a big deal for me, never really has been. I kind of roll my eyes at it because it's kind of, I don't know, if you're one of those people that just kind of, every time you play a game and they like, I don't know, jump 50 feet and then just hang on with one hand off a cliff or something. If you're one of those people that are just like, come on, that's not real, and absolutely hate it, then this isn't the game for you, because there was a lot of that stuff in this game. It didn't really bother me though, because I don't know, it was just really fun. But yeah, if you're one of those people, then it's definitely not the game for you. But I did like they made it exactly like a movie, it seemed like, because the dialogue, I don't know, it just, everything about it, the story was really well written, except for one part which I'll get into in a bit. But yeah, great dialogue, great voice acting, great job on the story, except for one thing, which is I don't like the direction it headed about halfway through the game, or maybe even a third of the way through the game, which it was. Alright, so I kind of have to explain it. I won't give any spoilers, but I kind of have to explain it to just kind of explain what I'm talking about. So basically, you and this team of people, of historians, are looking for this historical artifact. I forget what it is. Some historical artifact thing by Francis Drake or something, way back in the 16th century. And on the way, there's another team that's trying to find the same thing. So all along the way, they're like shooting at you, and you guys are like one step ahead of each other, and it's a lot like National Treasure, the movie. But not halfway through, about a third of the way through, one of your friends on your team, named Sullivan, gets kidnapped by their team. So, and like halfway, like 50% of the game was just trying to get him back from being kidnapped. And I didn't like that because, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it going off topic a little bit, but it was just way too long that we were just trying to find him. I think that was the majority of the game, that I was just trying to get Sullivan back, and that was just frustrating. It's just like, come on, just let me get him back already, just the stupidest stuff. Another thing I did like was the combat, because it reminded me a lot of Batman Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, in that you countered, and basically the countering was the main thing. There weren't too many like combo moves or whatever, but there were some really nice combat scenes, not only just with guns, but just fist fights, that I really enjoyed. I don't want to say they're necessarily bosses to fight, but there were like a little bit harder guys to fight, a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. Nothing too tough, but I don't want to say bosses, except for the ending scene where you fight Talbot, who is pretty much your main enemy throughout the whole story. I never got to play multiplayer. I just there was some redeem code thing that you had to do. So I just played single player and a little bit of co-op. I really did like the single player, but the co-op was not my best interest. I did like it, but I wish it followed some type of storyline because it didn't even follow. It didn't only not follow the single player storyline. It didn't follow any storyline at all. It was just randomly killing people and just looting stuff, and that wasn't that fun to not follow a storyline. But it was just a co-op, so it didn't bother me too much. Um, I say this with a ton of games is what frustrates me probably the most. Some I don't know if it's just me or what, but some areas you just do not know where to go, and it's really frustrating when you find out how easy the answer was. I remember on one scene where the boat was sinking, I was supposed to swing with a rope against the glass. I tried swinging every possible way, to some ledge, and I never made it, and it was just a looping death about 10 times, until finally I'm like, you know what, screw it. I swung into the glass, and that was the option I was supposed to do. And there was no hint that told me that. They gave hints, like when you wouldn't solve a puzzle, they offered to reveal the answer for you, but they didn't give you hints for little stuff like that, which they really can't give hints for every little thing. But that's just confusing and frustrating. Just little things like that just annoyed me. It annoys me in a lot of games. It annoyed me in Batman as well, at least Arkham City. Um, I had one scene where there were. I keep bringing up the boat scene. I wasn't. It's not where I was in the boat yet, but there's just a bunch of boats, and you were trying to rescue Sullivan, of course. And you were kind of like out in the water. There's a bunch of boats everywhere, and I did not like that scene at all. It took me about an hour to beat. No, not an hour. It seemed like an hour though because I just kept dying over and over. There was no good cover from like everybody. There's so many guys. Oh my gosh, there were so many guys, and that scene was probably my least favorite because it was so frustrating. I ended up having to turn down the difficulty to very easy just for that certain part, just so I could pass it. And then it took me a few tries after that. That was just insane how many people were there. That's not even realistic that someone could actually kill all those people. But I had it on normal, and I had no problem with anything like that until that scene, because there was just lack of cover and way too many guys. Um, but anyways, besides all that, I think that's all the cons I had for this game. Um, I really did like the story, though. I think part of the reason why I was able to sit down for that long and play it hasn't happened in a long time with a game for me, was because I was so driven to beat it, and I was so interested to see what happened was really the main thing. Um, it did leave me with a smile on my face. I didn't get to play much of Uncharted 2, but maybe I'll go back and play it. But it is a PS3 exclusive. Sorry, Xbox guys. I have an Xbox also, but I got a PS3 recently. For the PS3 exclusives, I prefer PC over any of the consoles. But that's different topic for a different day kind of thing. So yeah, just go ahead and check out my written review on it. I pretty much covered everything. These things are, I pretty much I don't say it word for word, but I say it pretty much just base it off of that. It's kind of like notes for me. But yeah, guys, stay tuned for more.